Have you ever heard an urban legend that sent a chill down your spine? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at 8 eerie urban legends that you've probably never heard of before. These creepy stories are sure to make you question what's lurking in the shadows of your own city. So sit back, turn off the lights, and prepare for some spooky tales. The Drowned Boy of Hawaii. In 1947, a boy drowned in a pond in a small Hawaiian village while playing with his friends. His body was found sitting on a rock at the bottom of the pond with his eyes and mouth wide open. Since then, the villagers believed that the boy's spirit was still in the water, and they feared the pond. Years later, another boy was dragged into the pond but was resuscitated. The villagers then heard a crying sound from the pond at night, and they believed it was the drowned boy's spirit. They thought the crying would continue until the boy found a substitute to replace his spirit in the pond. Beware of Long Ear. Somalia is infamous for its criminal activities, poverty, and terrorism. The country is one of the least developed in the world, and its citizens face many threats. Mothers in Somalia take extreme measures to protect their children from harm. They even resort to telling the tale of Long Ear, a cannibalistic woman who is said to live in the forests of Somalia. Long Ear is notorious for preying on lost children, and it's rumored that she has a special taste for those who lack manners and disobedient. Long Ear listens for the sound of lost children with her one long ear on the ground and devours them alive within minutes of finding them. Somali children are warned to stay away from the forests and obey their parents, or they risk falling prey to Long Ear's cannibalistic tendencies. The Rolling Calves of Jamaica. Jamaica may be a tropical paradise, but there is something sinister lurking in its shadows. The rolling calf, a creature that resembles a calf and rolls along the road, is said to be the spirit of an evil person in life, particularly butchers. One of its eyes is red and can spew fire, and its chains rattle as it approaches its victims. Some versions of the legend describe it as having red eyes and nostrils that spew fire, with hind legs like a goat and forelegs of a human and a horse. It blocks the way of travelers and tortures them if they try to run away. However, there are ways to ward off the rolling calf, such as distracting it by throwing objects on the ground for it to count or beating it with a tarred whip. If you're ever on a nighttime stroll in Jamaica, keep an eye out for the rolling calf and be prepared to fight for your life. The price is 3 sacks. Deep in the Scottish Highlands, an unnamed village once made a deal with a witch to only clear a small part of the forest in exchange for a sack of produce left at the edge of the forest after each harvest. However, when a new generation of villagers built a mill and tore down almost the entire forest, the witch returned and was hanged by the villagers. With her last breath, she demanded 3 sacks of produce as payment for her death. The mill owner dutifully paid for years, and his crops grew abundantly until he stopped paying and his youngest daughter went missing. The villagers found the girl's crushed body between the millstones, and the mill was abandoned. In the 1960s, a young boy dared to spend the night in the crumbling silo that replaced the mill and claimed that several empty grain bags had come to life and tried to overpower him, leading to his broken ankles. He believed that the witch's curse still lingered in the village. 7 Sisters Road. In Millfield, Ohio, a family with 7 daughters lived in a remote house surrounded by dense forest. After an argument with his parents, the son left the house and plotted his revenge. He returned when the parents were away, took his sisters out one by one, and hanged them from the branches of 7 trees, each tree representing one of his sisters. The son disappeared, and the bodies were found days later. Years later, the trees had to be cut down to build a highway. Strange occurrences followed, with motorists reporting seeing the ghostly figures of the 7 sisters standing by the roadside with glowing red eyes. Some heard bells ringing in the night, and others felt a noose tightening around their necks while driving on the 7 Sisters Road. Some locals believe the sisters' spirits still haunt the area, seeking revenge for their tragic fate. Check behind you. Legend has it that along Wakehurst Parkway, which connects Seaforth to Narrabeen in Sydney, there is a ghostly figure named Kelly who appears in the back seat of unsuspecting drivers' vehicles. She was reportedly attacked and murdered in the 1970s. If the driver fails to notice her, Kelly supposedly runs the car off the road, but if they do see her, they should yell, "Get out, Kelly," to avoid the same fate. Deep Creek Reserve, which is located along the parkway, is known for unexplained murders and paranormal activity. Several motorists have reported their car radios suddenly malfunctioning or car doors locking for no apparent reason. During the filming of the movie The Parkway Hauntings, the cast and crew encountered an unexplained phenomenon involving Kelly. The Vanishing hotel room. In 1889, a mother and daughter were traveling in Europe. The mother fell ill and they booked a room in a Parisian hotel, where the daughter sent for a doctor. After returning with the medicine, the daughter found the room empty and completely different from before. Hotel staff denied ever seeing the mother and daughter, and the daughter was sent to a mental institution when she sought help from the embassy. She eventually went insane and died a few years later. And there you have it, 8 eerie urban legends that you've probably never heard of before. Whether you believe these stories or not, they certainly make for some chilling campfire tales. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the unknown and that you'll join us again for more spine-tingling content in the future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more creepy videos.